first guest is Danielle Carter, who many of you know through the Songwriting School. Super talented, super supportive of this show. We've co-written together, we've been friends. I've watched her grow enormously. Let's talk to Danielle Carter.
Woo!
Well, hi.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
It really is.
Thanks for having me on the show.
My goodness. Well, of course. You were a shoo-in. So let me just start by saying, Legacy is stuck in my head like nobody's business. Have you guys heard the track?
No.
Woo!
Well, some
Yes.
of you have.
Yes.
Orlando and I were listening to it, and he was like, "This is a hit."
Yay.
It's so clear that something is going to happen with this song. Talk to me about Legacy, just the concept for you and what it means to you and how the song came about. And
Yeah, I actually, that's something that I want to do too, is ask more people and start the conversation of what is legacy, what does it mean to people, because I know, to me, I was making a lot of different kinds of music, and especially as a songwriter, it's easy for us to, we have, disco lele that we created, a new genre.
oh yeah,
Disco on ukulele.
we had back in the day, we had a project, ukulele based disco songs.
Which would be then touring at convalescent homes and making people happy. So we brainstorm, we've written all kinds of music.
We've grown a lot since then.
In the process of discovering what I'm saying as an artist. It's one thing as a songwriter, like we dabble with different subjects, and as an artist I was thinking, well, what's important? My family's important, like the project is important because we're all after something with a purpose, and we're all kind of plugging away individually, but at the same time, we're really all doing it together. Like, we come back to the Songwriting School, we come back to these places to feel community, and so Legacy is to start that conversation so people can share what they're doing and remember, too, in the times when you're like, I'm tired, I can't think of a lyric right now, I don't have a good idea, so let me look at my notes, or whatever you have to do to stay inspired.
Well, it's so true, and I think we're all kind of cheering each other on, and I feel like this is a special community here, because I think we may compete with each other in certain ways, but we're always so excited when somebody comes up with something really good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, that's really great. It's like, I better get to the piano and write something else.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, so the video is coming out. Do you have a date set for?
It's in, I just saw like a very brief rough, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But it's still in production, so it will probably be out next month.
Okay.
Well, we're almost in Feb, so
Yeah.
I would say so. Technically, this coming month, within the next month. Yeah.
Okay. The hardest thing is that as artists, we put things out, and it's great stuff, but the awareness, without the major labels to kind of have a marketing department to make us aware of what is out there, it's like if we can do that for each other, I think that's important. So that information will all be available.
Here.
And there's a new.
Yeah, this song was in my head all night. I couldn't sleep last night because of your song. But in a good way.
One boy, as tall as the Titans, we run with the giants. We fight with the heart of a lion. We stand for those who are broken, for the men who died before us, for the power of the vision unspoken. If any one of us should die before we I pray above we keep the will to the end. I'll be your legacy, your living legacy. Oh, see your living legacy. Oh, plant the seed. Oh, plant the key to the next generation. I'll be your legacy, your living legacy. Oh, plant the seed. Oh, plant the key to the next generation. I'll be your legacy, your living legacy. Oh, plant the seed. Oh, plant the key to the next generation. Woo, woo!
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Thank
You guys too. Before we started working together and all that stuff, I was always impressed when I'd walk into the lobby and I would see, or I'd come wanting to know, what is Danielle going to be wearing? It's one of the things that got me here on time. I was like, I just want to see what she's wearing. And then I started asking questions. I'm like, remember the time I said, is that a roach clip? Or, and you're like, no, and it's like, and she makes these extraordinary pieces of jewelry. And now, like,
Oh yeah,
you're,
we got the Shira cuffs.
the cuffs, and how did you get into that? Like, I know you're into fashion, you just have a great sense of style,
Oh, thank you.
but like in terms of just, have you always been crafty and?
Yeah, I think I got the craftiness from Mom. I think Mom she always took me to like the Armory Center and we did crafts for Valentine's Day and made cards and rubber stamping and all of that. So I would always be making stuff, and when I was little, I would go door to door and I'd make these cards, and then I would like go door to door and sell them, like go knocking on doors.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, what's solicitation?
We'll talk about that in a future episode. Yeah, because when I started, and this has been really growing as well, and I believe that, you know how like our paths kind of intersect at times, and then I think for the independent artist of today, like, we have to do so many things and wear so many hats, and we're creative in so many ways, but when we find that our passions kind of meet, afternoon delight, when our passions meet. You know, so you're now using your jewelry to outfit artists, like singer-songwriters. So if you have a video and you need a stylist, Danielle will come, she'll style you. You can, I believe, rent jewelry or buy pieces, or custom pieces can be made for your video or for your photo shoot, or just for your package, you know, what you're putting together.
That's sweet.
Isn't that cool? And
Yeah.
it's just kind of like an intersection of purpose, and I think that's really beautiful.
And I love the collaboration of that, because I know as artists, like that's why I used to make why I do make my own stuff too, because I want something different. You go to the store and you're like, okay, well yeah, that looks like everything else. So, but as an artist, you want to express your creativity and your individuality, and so I love making custom pieces for myself, for other people, and for, as a collaboration too, for music videos. And then this is the signature ear cuff that kind of developed first, and that kind of launched like, okay, well we can also make cuffs, and we can also do earrings and like body jewelry and just things that are unconventional, but I love to see different artist styles, and I will kind of tailor it to what they're after.
Right. Yeah, and I think that, we want to stand out, but not, I don't know, like I think they're understated at times where it's just like you notice, like, oh, what is that thing? And that's what, I think that's what taste, like you just have really great taste. And
I love your show.
is this a great Did anybody see the laughter sign? No, I don't think so. But also, I just remembered that we didn't ask you the question that we wanted to ask
Oh, yes,
you.
let's ask the question.
You're supposed to wrangle me and say, Robbie, come on, back to topic. You're straying off topic. what legacy means to you guys. Like, you know, and I'll start. I think, you know, it's kind of the statement you want to leave behind. Like, it's your headstone, your epitaph, maybe. I was thinking, I don't know. It's like if I don't make any money at music and I don't become famous now, it's like, I imagine that at some point, like many years from now, some kid is going to be listening on headsets, if they still have headsets. It'll probably be like done some other way. They'll be like, oh my God, these songs, they're amazing. And then, you know, it's kind of like the Nick Drake sort of like posthumous thing. And that, for me, makes me want to write something of a certain amount of quality and something that will stand the test of time regardless of thinking about the current market, which maybe is shooting myself in the foot, but like, I think when you think in terms of legacy, for me, I think in terms of, you know, what do you want to leave behind? Do you want to leave behind, you know, being the cranky person who like doesn't let people out in traffic, or leave behind, you know, that you did some really nice thing for somebody, or like this one, our stage manager, Orlando Aguilar, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if there's an old woman struggling across the street, he's going to be there, and he's going to help her across the street, and, you know, and then I steal her money on it, but what do you guys think?
Robbie was saying, yeah, legacy to me is just being true to yourself and creating something lasting and timeless, and something that you can be proud of personally.
As a fellow creator, I think it's kind of the same vein for people that are putting creative works out into the world, that you want to create something that is a representation of who you are and your truth, and hope that it will resonate with other people, possibly help them through whatever they're going through, or you know, motivate them or inspire them. So I think that legacy, in a sense, you know, goes well beyond who we are individually. And that's kind of the main, I guess, idea of legacy for me. So.
Hold on a second. Let me.
And we do have a 5-minute limit.
I think legacy means that it's the one thing that people, you know, no matter how like old you get, or no matter how, like, no matter what shit happens to you, like. It's the one thing that people always seem to remember. It's your trademark. It's something that, you know, it's the one thing that people will not forget about you at all. It's the one thing that, you know, it's the one thing that people always remember, even no matter what happens to you in the future, whether or not you go through some sort of scandal, or if you come broke and you lose all your money, or, you know, you go through like some horrible breakup with some celebrity. It's always that one thing that
As you do.
the one thing that people will always remember by you, no matter what happens to you in the future.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anyone else? Jerry Zeiger, ladies and gentlemen, in the house, who's going to be a guest, I'm sure. You probably all will end up being guests on
That's
the
the
show.
only reason I'm doing this. Just
That's the only reason any of you are here, right?
Upcoming, you know,
That's right.
legacy schmegacy. No, so to me, it's you know, because we all inherit a legacy, and it's taking the best of what you've gotten, and of all the people who come before you, whether it's your close family or your influences, and then to interpret that your own way, and to, you know, put it through your own filter, and then to pass that along and just be part of that whole, you know, we've had ancestral spirits, then we become ancestral spirits, and to keep bringing good into the world that way.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's so fun to follow. That was good. Somebody took you off that we're going to ask that question.
Yeah.
Practice.
Good time to think about it.
I'll bite the bullet.
Yes.
As I was listening, there were so many wonderful statements made that I thought, hey, maybe I can summarize it some kind of way and, you know, still a spot. But what I think legacy is the life that you lived, that you pass on, excuse me, getting emotional, that when the next person touches it, it sparks them and gives them the, whew, to live. At least that's the way I look at legacy. All the things that I've done has been, you know, for the future. And our kids, the people that we meet that are younger, are the future. And we try to guide them with the experience that we've had from the past. I don't know if I can keep going.
I want to say our legacy is the most important thing we have, because as the next generation comes, we have to leave them with something, and you want them to be knowledgeable, and you want them to grow, and if you don't provide that, our legacy will never actually breathe life to the next great generation. And so that's how I feel our legacy is.
Not gonna be able to
So-
sleep.
Can we get a translator?
I was like, Google Translate, go!
Gabby, visiting from Sweden. Okay, so Gabby, we've also worked together. She's an amazing woman. And we're going to interview you at the end of the show because you're leaving on Tuesday, so we won't be able to via satellite, Gabby. But, yeah. So what does legacy mean to you?
I'm not sure. You know, because we have so much that we can do, all of us. And I like what everyone said about that we all have something that people will remember us for. But that can also be like the thing that breaks you down. Like if you're driven, like you're a driven person, you do, oh, she's always doing things, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think it maybe boils down to balance. And like, when you have balance, you will achieve things. And within that balance, you can leave stuff behind that are good for other people. So, I don't know, kind of live in the now and try to work from there. And then you will leave things behind because you lived a good life, hopefully. So, but I'm thinking about my dad, like what will I remember from my dad, you know? And it kind of like, you know, what people, yeah, he takes huge risks all the time, like all the time. Why? No, another store, you're opening another store. Like most people want to open one store. He has 2 or 3 or 4, you know, but it's the risk taking that also makes you remember him for like, yeah, he has balls, like he just do it, like that's cool. So it makes you maybe wants to do more with your own life or take more risks at it. Even if they're small for you or big for you, they maybe seem, you know, small for other people, but I think it's like exploring everything around to grow as a person.
That's how you live your life. I've seen it. Okay, so speaking of, because one of the things that I got from this conversation is you want to leave something authentically behind. You want it to be true, you want it to be you.
So everything links through to Danielle W. Carter, so DanielleLLEWCARTER. Call me now. No, .com.
Operators are sketchy.
But most of my handles are under that, and then if you're looking for your legacy, then you can find it on all the platforms, like all of them. Like
So they can find
Apple.
Onyx, the jewelry, everything.
Oh yes, and the jewelry. InLoveWithOnyx.com is for the jewelry.
So great. Is there anything on Sound? You're on Spotify, iTunes, all of that.
Yeah, so on all the distribution platforms is Danny W, and then my website links to that, Danielle W. Carter.
Okay. Yay. Danielle Carter, once more. Okay.